Nora?
Good evening
No,
and welcome everyone.
good Nora, can you please wait a minute?
You haven't stopped sharing yet. I'm waiting.
Yeah.
Should I share my screen now?
Let Zuhro first stop sharing hers, and then
Right.
I'll give a little introduction about yourself, and then you can share.
Right. Nice.
Okay. Okay. Good evening and welcome everyone to English Without Borders Weekly's Thursday webinar series. And we are thrilled to have you with us for today's engaging session at 6 p.m. Tajikistan time, streaming live on both Facebook and Zoom. This evening, we are diving into the fantastic topic of approaches, methods, and resources to promote fluency in English classroom. Our esteemed speaker, Saidkhuja Mahmadiev, will be sharing his invaluable insight on this subject. And before we hand over to Saidkhuja, let me introduce him to you. Saidkhuja Mahmadiev is an experienced English educator. He has participated in the ETM program in 2023 and the Fulbright FLTA program in 2024. With degrees in English, he has taught since 2017 and is currently an Access Program teacher in Dushanbe. He values professional development opportunities and attending TESOL annual convention in the US. So thank you so much, dear all, for joining. And now, dear Saidkhuja, the floor is yours. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for a kind introduction. So I'm going to share my screen now. So is my screen appeared?
Yes, we can see your screen, but your photo, like shot one, is more visible than the slides.
Let's try it one more time. So I hope it's good now. So thank you so much, Gulnora, for a great introduction. So as it has been said, I am Saidkhuja Mahmadiev, and today I'm going to talk about approaches, methods, and resources to promote fluency in English classrooms. So the topics and everything that I'm going to share with you guys, it's all about the classroom where we have here in Tajikistan and in Tajik communities, and the students who are like attending and diving into English classrooms. So before to start, I would encourage participants to just share their ideas, to a little bit brainstorming about what is fluency, and please share your ideas in chat box or in comments, or unmute yourself and share your ideas. What is fluency? What methods do you use to promote in your fluency in English classroom for your students? And if any activities you would like to share with us about teaching English speaking. Right, Zebohon?
Hello, Saidkhuja. Very glad to see you. To be honest, I have seen you for the first time. I'm an English teacher at Hujan State University. Yes, and fluency itself, yes, it is to speak how it is to speak good, to speak well English during the classroom. In order to speak and to have a community, you should first, I think, create the friendly atmosphere at your lesson. Yes, in order to interfere them, to be afraid of speaking. You know that everyone, students know how to speak, but sometimes they are afraid of their teachers, maybe. And that's why nowadays there are different kinds of interactive methods, yes, group working and the others. I'm also the participant of ETM program in 2017. And after participating, yes, I found out a lot of activities to make them alive during the lessons, yes. And I think that creating a friendly atmosphere and I would to say to interfere them to be afraid of the speaking, yes, make them to be fluent. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Malima, for a great experience. So, anyone else? Yes, Mahlio, please. Great to hear from you.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Mahlia, and I work in Hujan in Archon Educational Group. And I'm the alumni of ETM with Saidkhuja. Good to see you here. So I'm sure it's going to be very impressive speaking club because I know Saidkhuja. And how he conducts it. So I want to add something about fluency. Fluency is ability to communicate effectively and smoothly, both in speaking and writing, as well as understanding spoken and written language. And we can say fluency is accuracy, so using correct grammar, vocabulary, what else? Pronunciation and comprehension as well. Understanding the target language at a natural speed and etc. And how to promote fluency. I think just practicing conversations and role-playing fluency activities, listening and repetition will be the good in order to promote fluency.
Thank you so much, Mahlio, for great ideas about fluency. So, if we don't have anyone else, I would proceed with my presentation about this topic. I think no one else is here, though. Let's continue. So today I will be talking about. So this is a kind of. So the contents of today's presentation are going to about methods and approach to promote fluency in English classrooms. And I will be sharing some tips for involving students to speak more and more. And then some helpful resources that our teachers can use to teach fluency and promote speaking skills. So let's see some methods and approaches. It is really important to provide students with opportunities to read and reread a range of stories and informational texts by reading on their own, partner reading, or reading out loud. So when we hear the word fluency, everybody starts thinking about this is all about speaking, or this is all about practicing speaking with someone or something. But the very fundamental thing, which is really important, is to promote reading first. Because when students have the opportunity to read like different range of stories without mistakes, like with the help of teachers to promote like reading fluency can like promote speaking better in other ways. So another thing is to introduce new or difficult words to students and provide practice reading these words before they read on their own. This is very important because as we are learning English as a second language, it is really crucial to tell students, to explain students the words they don't know prior to the reading session or speaking session, and to practice saying the word, actually, to practice pronouncing the word. And in this way, we can like build fluency step by step. And another thing is to include opportunities for students to hear a range of texts, read fluently, and then with expression. This is really important that the students should have an opportunity to hear first from others, from a role model. So a teacher can be a role model, of course, at the first time, and then they can go online or like ask other students, someone who is like in a higher level of English, and then they will like listen to them first and then read themselves to promote fluency, and then they start reading these expressions. So if any questions appeared or anything, let me know. We can stop and talk with you guys, or you can just leave a comment or like write straightly on the chat box, please. So another method, this is suggesting ideas for building homeschool connections, which is a way that we can encourage families to promote and to contribute on our students' fluency development, which is like we can involve students and families actively in this like part of the fluency. How? Because nowadays, like we teach students like 1 hour, 2 hours, or maximum 3 hours, and the rest of the day students are at home. So if we make a homeschool connections, in these ways, parents can like let students go online and practice like with supervision of the family, of course, so that they will use internet helpfully, like resourcefully. There are lots of resources I will be sharing today for those who have connection with internet to promote speaking. And then encourage periodic timing of students, like oral reading and recording of information about individual reading rate and accuracy. This is also like a very way that students should be like, we as a teachers, we should encourage students to like read and record themselves first, or speak and record themselves first, and then start to hear, like listen to the recording over, and then they find the mistakes and like correct the mistakes. This goes to the way that, for example, this is out of classroom exercise or out of classroom practice, where students will be speaking and recording themselves and listening to that one themselves, so that they can work themselves, not interfering with others. Yes, Gulnaro, please.
Thank you so much, Saidkhuja. Sorry for interrupting. Is it possible to make a little bit the picture on the screen smaller, so that it shouldn't cover your presentation slides?
So the picture, you mean this one?
Yes, on the yeah. Thank you. Yes, this.
Is it working now?
It is working. Yes, now I'm seeing you fully. Can you share it? Can you share now your screen?
All right.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So how is it now?
Still, I can see your picture on the left bottom corner. If it is possible to make it a little bit smaller, that would be great, so that not to cover the whole presentation.
Okay, how is it now?
It is still the same.
So I don't see.
If it doesn't work, that's okay. Yes, that's okay too.
I mean, I'm going to reshare it to see how it works. So still the same?
Yeah, it is still the same. So if it doesn't work, that's okay. Yes, that's okay too.
Class, even during the times where
So I am trying to minimize the size.
I shared on the chat box just how it looks. You can look to it, then correct.
Yes.
Open the chat.
Yeah.
Have it look. You can see how it looks. Your picture covering the presentation a little bit.
Oh, got it. I just got it.
Yes.
Thanks, Malio.
You're welcome.
Is it still the same?
Yes. Still the same.
I just changed something. I don't know. So let's.
Maybe you will drag.
Saidkhuja, hello, this is Zuhro speaking. When you click on the share screen, you will see different options on the right hand. It is called Kompanovki in Russian if you have Russian version of Zoom, and you will see how your picture will look on the screen. And I think you chose the one where you have big picture. When you start
So how
sharing
is it
your
now?
slides, pay attention
Thanks,
to
Zuhro,
the
I
right
understand.
Yes.
side of that new window that will open. Now it
Yeah.
already worked well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Good.
you.
I have been
Thank you
doing
so
it when
much.
you I have been doing it when you started to explain, Zuhro. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So we will be continuing regarding the third method. It's all right now, right?
Yeah. This
Yes.
is fine now. Yes. You can continue.
So we will be talking about model fluent reading, which I was saying that teachers can be model, then have students reread the text on their own. Like we can read the text first, or we can ask someone who has a better English, like to read it, and then students read on their own. So let's see reading process and how it can develop students' fluency. This is called repeated reading, which it is like shown with pictures, like remembering more words. First, we have to read the way that we can remember more words, and we teach the students the same. And then students should read faster, and then read smoother, and then they should read with expression. In this way, like we should promote a classroom the way that students understand words first, and then teach them how to read faster, and then teach them how to read smoother, and then slowly with more expressions. So expressions appear when students understand the meaning of the topic, and for this reason, understanding and remembering the words is crucial as a part of this. So we will see that some students might feel shy speaking to their peers or teachers, regardless of their English level. This is what the teacher has been said. First, earlier, she has been talking about this one. And then self-paced exercises are a great way to build up their skills and confidence. So this is a dominant problem in our community or in our schools, because students they know what to say, but the way that they speak, they shy to express their ideas. And as a teachers, we should avoid these kind of confusions, these kind of things that students will be talking about. And we should promote debates, discussions, and then small talks, and then making dialogues, so that students will understand, students develop their speaking and avoid public shy, fears of public, or fears of making mistakes, or fears of speaking. In discussions, this is more informal way that if we encourage students to discuss any topic, they will be talking like we should have it frequently in our classes, as it will help students to overcome the fears and start speaking better. So there is a simple way to involve speaking practice. This is called, I have been like using this method a lot in my classes with elementary to pre-intermediate. It works really good as to avoid shyness or to avoid the way that students do not share their ideas. In this way, in this method, I was successful to avoid these like fears. This is called the 4-3-1 method, which I'm going to explain what kind of thing it is and how it works. So this is all right. Stop sharing. My screen is not shared, right?
No, I can
Something-
see the 3-4-1 method on the screen.
All right. So 3-4-1 method. So the first thing you should introduce and prepare relevant vocabularies accordingly. Like anything you are going to do, any kind of activities. Let's say we will be discussing any topic, like about talking about internet. Beforehand, you should like prepare some relevant vocabularies and then divide students into groups, like, or pairs. Pairs also work. Groups also work. If you have larger group, like larger classroom, you can make them into like divide them into groups. If you have like more like 10 or 12 students, you can divide them in pairs, and then give students time to prepare. Prepare what? Prepare to think about the topic based on the vocabularies provided, and then have one student speak for 4 minutes. Like, it depends on the duration of the class. If you have limitation on time, you can minimize the time. You can decrease the time of the speaking, like making it not 4 minutes, but 2 minutes, 1 minute, or 3 minutes. But this 4-3-1 means 4 minutes, 3 minutes, and then 1 minute, which students will be speaking without any interruption, and others will be speaking without any interruption. It means we should not like interrupt students correcting the mistakes or disturbing the speech. So, and then students change partners. When they change their partners or groups, and they will give the same speech in 3 minutes, and then change again and give the same speech in 1 minute. So when everybody had a turn, let them to reflect the situation. Like, every student will be changing their partners. This is a method that I have been using. It takes time, but it makes students to avoid like this problem that we have in our classrooms when they will be speaking for 4 minutes, then 3 minutes, then 1 minute. They change their, like, in every time they speak, they change partners. And then the people who were listening, they will be doing the same thing after they finish. And then it comes to reflection. So in reflection time, you can just share, like, as a teacher, this is called like task. This is one of the task-based learning approaches, like task-based activity. Teacher can go around and then take some notes or reflect, and then at the end, teacher will share that, for example, this word should be pronounced this way, not telling the name of the student who made the mistake, but like telling it in general that everybody will understand. So this way, it is a supportive way that students will get it and then go over the mistakes they had, and they will correct their mistakes. So next one, let's see some tips. There are some tips that how we can obtain fluency in English. So it is the way that it goes turn by turn, like to promote speaking in English, for letting students think first, know first, and then practice. So this is one thing: stop thinking and start speaking. Lots of students I have been teaching, this is, I mean, in Tajikistan problem, Tajikistan classrooms problem, everybody thinks and then they express their ideas either in Tajik or in Russian. And it is better to teach them how to stop thinking and start speaking. There are several activities that we can, I have been using to start thinking in English, that students, if students start thinking in English, they will express their ideas without thinking or without like translating over and over in their heads. So another thing that is really important, mistakes are fine. Another way that students are shy or students are afraid is because when they make mistakes, teachers have been insulting them, or teachers have been telling them like, insulting them the way that, or like correcting the mistake in a rude way. So I have been teaching my students that mistakes are fine. We are learning English as a second language. So this is not our language. Every teacher should implement this thing that learning the language comes with making mistakes. If we don't make mistakes, we will not learn the language. So students afraid to speak because they know that they will be making some mistakes, but that's all right. So we should avoid these kind of ideas and this kind of like methods from schools that students start speaking. Either they make mistake or no. So another best one is good listener is always a better speaker. This is another tip that like students should improve their communication skills. So in communication, they should listen first and then speak, because the way they listen, as much as they listen, this is the way that they improve their speaking. So, and the next tip is no compromise with basics, which means basic of English. If anybody have a basic English and they can express their ideas, that's all right. In cases that some of our students, I have also this kind of experience that I had some students in like years ago, they were like intermediate, and also we had elementary students making some discussions all together in free speaking club. So like those who spoke English better using like a wide range of synonyms, they were using different things, and those who were elementary but they had also a good speaking skills, they started not to talk because they thought that basic English is not okay to use in this case. This is another tip that there isn't any compromise with basics of English. Excuse me. So another thing is we should teach students to be consistent in their goals. So every goal they have, they should be consistent to promote, to practice as much as they can. So let's go over each section, how we can comes like straight to you as a skill or as a potential. So for obtaining this as a potential, we should like teach students to practice over and over again so that it becomes a skill. Till becoming a skill, we need to work hard. We need to give them opportunities to practice. We need to provide the chance that they can practice it. Not every lesson, like in every classes, there are some kind of things that we can promote practice to promote speaking. So to practice is to start with it. If we don't start practicing, it will never come and never give a second thought to speak. So we should like make a plan, or we should use an approach that students have opportunity in every class to speak. Because in some classes, excuse me. So in some classes in our classrooms, teachers will be teaching only grammar and classes are theoretically. So there are several ways that we can make the class like interactive, giving ideas, like providing students opportunity to learn grammar at the same time and to make it practice. So this way helps to assess first negatives and then positives. So when we promote these kind of things, we understand that, for example, students have weakness in this part of pronunciation, as an example, or in grammar, or in like parts of speech or anything. And then we understand that these positive parts should be like better, and then we should provide something else to make those negatives into positive. And this will help us to know that we can focus on students' abilities to promote speaking. So another thing, mistakes are fine. Mistakes are always fine for me. Like it should be fine for every teachers, because as a teachers, we should teach students that that's okay to make mistakes. This is one good thing about committing a mistake, is that you are dared to say your own reasons. Like when students try to speak, even with mistakes, they are giving their ideas, they are expressing their thoughts. So in this way, we can like when they first time they make mistake, and then the second time, if you ask them the same thing, they start to change it, because they already know that the last time was mistake and this time it should be this way. And with practice, we make the mistakes. We make the mistakes to be better. So this will provoke you to get the mistakes cleared in the next speech, as we were talking, and then we can realize that where the grammar the students have weaknesses, and which part of the like speech or what things we should be working on. So a good listener, a better speaker. This is, as we say, the more you listen, the better you speak. This is really important, that students should be respecting everybody to listen to their ideas first, because in many cases, speaking comes from learning, and learning comes from listening. Because when students listen, they learn, and then they implement it in their ideas, in their own words, in their own like speaking patterns. They get more and more thoughts day by day. And then we should teach them how to start listening to well-known speakers frequently, like giving them clues, giving them some prompts to go online and listen to like TEDx talks, as an example, famous people or public speakers. As they listen, they promote fluency in their speaking and proficiency, using the same tone of speech, the pitch of speech. And in this case, when they listen to others frequently, they will be using, or they will be like modeling those ideas in their own ways of speech. And another thing that we can tell our students to download famous and native speakers' speeches into their smart gadgets. So nowadays we are living in 21st century. Every student has their own devices, like phones or anything that they listen through earphones. So another way that we can promote this, we can give them like the ideas, or even if they cannot download, we can download and share with our students some famous and native speakers' speeches, to get them into their gadgets and listen to them, instead of listening to wasting lots of their time in social media. They can listen to famous people's speeches. Or I have been sharing some Instagram accounts of famous public speakers and Facebook accounts of public speakers to my students, so that students were listening to their podcasts, listening to their like products online, and then coming to the classroom, we were talking and discussing about that. And students, in this case, students try to role model whatever they say into their speech, which is one of the ways that students will be promoting speaking. So another thing is, learning the basic is a prime of importance. Everything starts from the basic thing. And we should teach students first the basic things, and then we can go slowly to other steps. Because the basic steps are the fundamental, or the fundamental of the speech. When they don't know how to use, for example, verb to be, and they will be learning about present perfect, in this case, they will be confusing lots of grammar things. So this comes in turn, and this comes by making it better way. So it was about some methods and tips that we can promote in speaking in our classrooms. And there are also plenty of resources to promote speaking in English classes. And in my teaching experiences, I have been using several tools to promote speaking online. These 4 platforms, I found them really engaging for students, and they are totally for free. And as a teacher, I also, when I have free time, I visit these platforms to talk, to share my ideas. These are totally for free, and everyone can make an account. Go and see this one. So there are many resources, but these resources can be used out of the classroom, because inside the classroom, I will be sharing this one. There are a lot, many things that conducting speaking sessions with no need of internet. This is a book that I designed myself. This is the book called Speak Beyond the Limits. This is the name of the book. So what I did is I collected about 100 games, 100 kind of questions, activities that we can promote into the classroom to give students the opportunity to go beyond the limits and speak and engage. Like these questions and activities are the engaging ones I have been chosen from thousands of activities, and from my own experience I just brought them one in one book to make the speaking classes, for promoting speaking in my classes, even more better. So in here I will be sharing some of those activities. First, here let's see some online, how we can give our students opportunity to speak one by one with others. Let's see, for example, Free for Talk. This is a platform which is free for talk. You can go there and talk. Let's see online how it works. So So is my screen appeared now? Language practice community.
Yes, yes.
So let's see. This is language practice community. We can, as you see here, there is a sign of sign in. If you have an account, you can sign in and start talking. If you don't have an account, there is create a new group, and first you have to go over the first one, and then make your own account first, and then you can go over and keep practicing. As you see, there are thousands of groups. It's all about group. You see, for example, English for any level, upper beginner, any level. Groups are changing all the time, because about English and Uzbek, for example, English and Arabic, here is groups. You can go over and talk. You can join any group for free and start speaking. And there is a join button over here. If you see join and talk now, you can go in there and start speaking, practicing English for free anytime. And there is also Facebook page, Facebook groups. If you want, you can go to Facebook groups as well to talk. And there is also search box. You can search groups of 3 to 1 by 1, and English or any languages. There are lots of languages here, and the English is one of the most famous of them. You can also, when you start going, as much as you attend the groups and talk, they will give you a promo code, or they will give you some points. When you have 20 or 30 points, you can create your own group and name it. For example, I have now 12 points. When I have 30 points, I can create a new group, like creating Tajik plus Tajik, English plus Tajik, or English plus Russian, or any topic that I will be interested on. Or maybe I will be attending only creating a debate group or discussion group, or anything that is that I like. I can make that. So this platform is for free for speaking. And as you see, as much as you go down, there are several groups. Some of the groups are already full. And for example, there is a sign that this group is full, which means no one can join this. When there is join, it means that the group is open now and they can accept other participants. So these are, many groups are full. and full. So this is one of them. We can you can simply join and start speaking. If you teach students, if you give this idea to students, I mean, many of the students love the idea and start talking with this. I mean, in Dushanbe, in our community, as many of our students are they have internet, and I taught them about this group. Many of them are using it and telling that like the other day they come and start asking questions that I was in that group this hour, and this question came up and we allowed to speak about this one. And I was speaking with a person from Uganda, for example, yesterday. So this is one of them. Let's see the second one. If you have any question about this one, please feel free to share your questions.
It's so interesting. Thanks for sharing.
Right? Yeah, thank you so much. It was the first one. Let's go with the second one. The second one. So I have a, all right, so it's coming. So the next one is episoden. Is it appeared in the screen?
Yes, yes.
Right. So the next one is episoden, which is a real, I really love this one because this is really interesting. How, I mean, let's explain. If you want it, you can create an account for free. If I have, for example, an account, I will log in and start discussing. Why I love this one, because I mean, this is personally as a teacher, I love it because this is practice your English through one-on-one conversation with real people. How it works, for example, there are some preferences you will be saying, like you will be telling there, and then based on your preferences, people come up to your stage. Countries, like they were using this one to practice their English, and I have been taking lots of ideas from them how to promote any kind of speaking or any test session. And the way it works is you will be speaking one by one conversation, and right now 45 rooms are ongoing, and the current topic is people and relationships #2. If you are interested, they host and they are waiting. One of them is hosted and they are speaking, and these two are waiting for others to join and start talking. And the next session is language and culture. If you sign up for free, I mean, this is totally free. You sign up, it means you have already account, you sign up, and then on that time, they will send you a message to your email, and you can go to your email with a link and start talking with them. So this is really interesting because like 1 week in advance, for example, if I have like a room, everybody will have rooms. If I have a room, I will like post a topic for discussion or anything 1 week in advance, and everybody will be joining. And then on the time I will be starting and facilitating the topic, and everybody will be talking on that topic. Or one by one means this is about the group work, and one by one you go and see the topics and then start talking with the person who is hosting these ideas. Like many of them are hosting, which means they are experienced in this platform and they are experienced in these topics, and they will be talking a lot. And I mean, I had this kind of opportunity, like a chance, that it was about, I suddenly went to a room that was about talking about the culture of like African countries. So the participant was plenty, like she was really experienced, and I started to talk with her a lot, and it helped me to understand a lot of things. I mean, I learned lots of stuff. So every session in episode, every session lasts for 7 minutes. I mean, in 7 minutes you will be talking one by one, and every 7 minutes people will be like changing. For example, if I am the host, every 7 minutes one person will be coming to talk with me for 7 minutes, and then the platform automatically like stop their session, and they say that your session is done, and they will go. So these are the like last month's famous people who were hosting lots of discussions, and the topic of them. So this is also really useful for students. I mean, if we give students the opportunity to have these ideas and to create an account to go over and join these kind of conversations, it will totally like expand their understanding and expand their speaking skills beyond the like classroom. This is like beyond classroom activities that I do with my students, and my students love this one. So I will be going to next one. I don't know, two links are not getting me there. I'm going to see them here. So the next one is small talk with me, like small talk to me. So is it appeared now? So it is asking, so this one, small talk to me, is also another way that we can like promote speaking for students. I will be going through my Facebook to see the process. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So small talk to me. I have been using this one with my Gmail. For this reason, I don't have speaking time. In here, as much as you speak, they will be giving you time and strikes you did every day. So this is just your speaking level test. It means you start speaking, and then they will be giving you different kind of challenge. Students, you will not be talking with anyone, I mean with real people, but this platform will give you like challenge, like different kind of topics that you will be talking about them, and the platform will be recording your voice, and it will analyze your grammar. And this is like AI powered. but it's really helpful and interesting for students, as they will be talking with with this platform, and will be getting their feedback. I mean, the platform itself will give them the feedback that, for example, your fluency is what country are you from, for example. These are just as I am new, it is asking me like very simple questions, and slowly it will go to 21 challenge. I mean 21 questions, and in 21 question it will stop, and then as much as you come to practice, the content of questions will also without registering. Oh, it's asking for registration. So this one is also speaking club where many people come, like this room. Whatever you want, you can join and talk with different people, and you can book like if you want, there are some kind of paid sessions are for those people who are learning some kind of, like, for example, if I'm learning business and entrepreneurship, I will be paying, for example, 19 or some tips and ideas. Or for example, if I am like I want to learn teaching English in American setting, I will find out that talking about these methods and approach how to teach English in like American settings. And if I pay this money, I will be attending that like month. So it was about these 3-4 platforms that I have been using, and teaching, and my students love them, and every day students are practicing them, asking me lots of questions based on the topics there, and giving feedbacks, and beyond the classroom rules. So I will talking about this one. So another thing that, like, in cases that we have limitations with these kind of things. If you see, is my presentation visible?
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes. Yes.
Right. So if you see my screen, these are some even like I created many of these things myself, and I use flashcards to create different kind of questions to promote speaking and reading. So I have them to take 1 card or 2 cards and speak about them. And this was another way that without enrollment of internet, without access to internet, we can promote speaking. Competitions for my students, elocution competitions, which is like, I mean, in Tajikistan, elocution competition is not that famous. Great that we can like improve our speaking skills. If any of you are interested about this, please go on Google and you can tell and use lots of and stuff that in this like activity in your classes to promote speaking. So another thing is discussions. I have been conducting informal discussions, taking any topic. The other things. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate you for getting me the opportunity to share my ideas. And I hope I gave something to English teachers across Tajikistan to at least to use in their classes.
Yeah, of course, definitely, Saidkhuja. This is amazing. Yes, good resources, new resources you have shared with many English teachers, and they are asking in the chat that don't forget to share the links with us. So I hope that they will watch the recording again and again, and then use all these opportunities, all these resources that you have shared with us. Thank you so much. And dear participants, if you have any question, please, you can unmute yourself or you can write in the chat box, please.
Yeah.
So for now, I have a question. Saidkhuja, how do you balance accuracy and fluency in your teaching practices? How do you balance them? Do you do more like fluency or accuracy, or if not, how do you balance accuracy and fluency in your teaching practices?
So in my teaching practices, like in Access, I will be balance them based on the evaluation and assessment settings that we have. But outside of my Access classes, as we teach also, we do not like, I mean, there are students that they come only for fluency, and there are some students who come for like proficiency. So we will be working based on that one. But based on in Access classes, we will be working based on headway like assessment and evaluation forms. And we will be balancing on the topics based on the tests, stop and checks, and speaking tests that we have. And to make it better to balance that one. But outside of Access, as I said, we will be working based on students' need, because we teach English for those people that they come for like teaching English for speaking purposes, and they only need fluency. So we teach them fluency. They want to just interact with someone, they make conversation with someone, and that's like we teach English basically based on purpose. And in Access, we teach based on headway. That evaluation forms and assessment forms help us a lot to find out and to balance our teaching. I saw another question in chat box. Which method is best for improving FOSS skills during teaching English for beginners? So this teaching FOSS skills in English classes, it's kind of hard to teach it at the same time. But for beginners, this is very important to get some kind of like methods, or like we can say authentic materials where you can involve FOSS skills. I mean, if you take one story, like a simple story, you can find it online, the listening form of it. You can give them to listen to it first, then read it first, and then speak about it first. And then they can write something similar to this, or they can write their own experiences with these kind of stories. And I personally have been using this method, which helped me a lot. Like any small talks, any small stories, anything, or any conversation where first I just shared the material with students, then students listen to audio, which read the conversation, then spoke about the conversation, practiced the conversation, and then they developed the same conversation in their context, in their own words, which helped us a lot. How do you define fluency in your own learning journey? So I define my fluency in my learning journey, teaching and learning journey. The way that I define it is kind of different than others, because I know the fluency as students start speaking without any fear. I don't consider mistakes as a negative part of fluency, because everybody makes mistakes. That's okay. When students speak fluently, when students speak without any fear, can express their ideas freely, that's all right. And I consider that one fluency. Thank you for the question. And how can teachers balance accuracy and fluency in language learning? I guess I was talking about this one. So this is what I saw in chat box questions, and someone is raising hand. Zebo, please.
Zebo, yes. I was kicked off. Sorry.
Yeah, that was all right. So Zebo, I guess you are raising your hand if you want to say something.
So Saidkhuja, I have one more question. So what challenges have you encountered when trying to promote fluency in your classroom, and how have you addressed them?
So the very challenge, so in here, one of the main problem is not a big challenge, but it was a kind of challenge that I addressed it this way, that I knew that my students, before the starting the classes, I already always ask my students, do they use internet? Do they have internet at home? And these kind of questions to address my classes based on them. And many of them, they say they have Wi-Fi setting and this stuff. And then during the classes, they will be saying that they had access to internet problems. So I used school and home, home and school connection with parents. In this way, I addressed this problem. And another problem that, as a teacher said, the students the students are in a position that many of them do not want to talk with some of their peers. And when in group works, in team works, I team them based on the speaking, the method that I use 4-3-1, it goes to everyone. In some cases, I see that some students are quiet, they are not talking. When I go and ask them why you're not talking, they say, I don't want to talk with this person. So I just changed this method to make it to skip 1-1 first, in first classes, beginner and elementary. I skip 1-1, you are speaking with one person and you will be skipping the next person and will be speaking with the other person. So in this case, students get motivated to talk, and they stop saying that I'm not talking with this person. And then slowly we came back to the same position when everybody was in pre-intermediate level. So in pre-intermediate level, addressing these challenges is much more easier, because students understanding in English is better way. And so they will be understanding better than they are in beginners. And in this case, yes, I address the challenge based on them. But challenge comes in every stage of speaking in classes, because speaking is the way that we teach. In my experience, all the students who come to me outside of Access, they just come and they say that they want to speak. So I challenge them in different kind of things. I challenge them with one of the challenge I have for my students is asking why 50 times. 50 times what they answer, I ask them why with what they answered. And then some students, they just say that we don't want to continue and this is a challenge for me. And I tell them that if you want to speak, this is the way you learn speaking. When you can provide reasons in English, you are speaking English. That's all right. When they speak, they answer 20 questions, 30 questions, in that case, I tell them that you are speaking English and you should improve your vocabulary, and that's all right. That's it.
Okay, thank you so much, Saidkhuja, for your wonderful webinar. And if we don't have any other questions, yes.
So my question,
Good.
sorry.
Yes. Yes, Bojan, please.
So good evening. I am Zebo from Kulov. Thank you for your wonderful webinar. And I was making dinner and I was listening and I just put in front of me my phone and I was just acquisition. And it was about listening and cooking. It was perfect. So question which I have here, yeah, I wanted to ask about the online platforms. Is it for all level of students? Can we use it for all level of students, or it is just for upper or advanced students?
Thank you so much for the great question. And it said there when anybody register for that platform, there are some rooms you will be seeing. Like the level of the English is written there, like written that like beginner level or higher beginner level or pre-intermediate. That's for any kind of level. Anybody can attend it, but based on the room that everybody should.
Okay. It means that it is our almost we have to choose which level
Yes.
our students are. Yeah.
Yes. So the students will be seeing different kind of rooms and they can join any room that they want. And every room has their topic, their level of English.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Your webinar. It was great. And we had learned a lot.
Thank you so much.
So,
thank you so
thank
much
you.
for the question. And we have Natia who raised her hand. Please, Natia, if you want to.
Good evening. Yes, I wanted to ask about online platforms again. I'm interested, do students work also individually at home? Or I have primary kids, and is it easier for them to navigate? Because media literacy is not very, like the skills are not very high in primary levels. And also, do teachers have any instrument to monitor those kids' activities, or can we somehow assess what they do?
Thank you so much, Natia, for the great question. So in these platforms, these 4 platforms I have shared, they are beyond the classroom platforms, and we don't have any kind of things that we can like supervise or we can see what students can do. So before telling these things, I say that we should connect like home school connections, like talk with parents and see, like talk with parents and let them know that your like kids are using these kind of things and we want you to supervise them. So this is outside of the classroom. We can use it in classroom actually, but like personally, I prefer to teach and to talk myself in classroom and give the opportunity for my students to practice at home a lot, because they have lots of free time at home and they will be like doing lots of things in internet. I mean, if everybody know that every students, they have like Instagram, Facebook, and they invest many times. So for this reason, I gave this kind of platform for my students to go home and to practice, keep speaking. So we know many of the students, like as you were saying about media literacy, many of our students, they are really good in phones, like in technologies, they can understand everything. But the problem is they don't know them in English. So they understand when they see one time this platform, they can understand it, how to use it. And slowly, it will also lead them to literacy, where they will be using social media in more safer way. So yes, and these platforms, they are also safe because I checked them online and the IP of the computer will not be saved with them, and that's why I allowed them.
But if you do not have any access and we do not give any feedback to those kids, maybe they are doing incorrectly, using English incorrectly.
That's all right. For
How
me,
can we monitor that?
Yes, for me personally, I just support that idea. That's all right, because I want my students to make mistake and to practice, to talk, and then they will understand their mistakes slowly in classroom with their friends, with other teachers, and then slowly they will be like correcting themselves. So, but the good thing is that they are practicing the language. This is better than using like sitting at home or just wasting the time, as I think this way.
So is there any Oh, is it too much? I have one more question.
No, you can keep going.
The last
Okay, I
question,
wanted to
yes.
ask, okay, about parents. Maybe you could give some checklist or instructions how to help them. I don't know, or maybe you have some for parents who don't know the language.
Could you please repeat your question? I had a problem like getting.
Okay, so maybe there are some worksheets or instructions, or I don't know, for teachers, no, for parents, checklist, something that may help while working or doing some activities that so they can help the kids.
So yes, that's a really good suggestion. I mean, I will be looking for that also in the platform. Maybe there are some like checklists or maybe some requirements. Students will be doing that. I mean, there are some requirements, but about the checklist, I will be seeing that. But personally, like to be honest, I haven't seen them yet, and I haven't been using these checklists. And I just let my students use this one and practice English. But this is a really good thing. Thank you so much for getting it up. I will be looking to this one. Maybe I will develop one. No problem.
Okay, thanks for sharing.
I think that most of the teachers and parents are like kind of, they want kind of security. Yes, they are looking
Yes.
for. And
Yes.
the good thing is that you can check also yourself first how it looks like, how does it work? Yes, and then to be sure, like to give the links and to use these sites with your kids. This is
No.
also one way.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is what I say, that I use these platforms personally, and there
Yeah.
are lots of platforms. And why I mainly share these 4 platforms, because I have been talking with some like programists, and they told me that these these 4 platforms, they do not have the ability to save the IP address of the phone or IP or computers, and this is what they told me, and they say this is safer.
Yeah, good, yes. Thank you so much, Saidkhuja, yes, for a wonderful webinar. Everything is new, believe me, for all the teachers here. Yes, and for those who will watch it later, I believe that they will find it again interesting and amazing. Thank you for your time. And
Okay,
thanks
thank
to
you
the
so much.
audience
Thank you
for
so
your
much. Mukat.
participating.
Yes,
Thanks a lot. And we will look forward for more webinars with you.
Thank you so
Thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you, dear teacher, being with us.
Thanks
And
for
also
attending.
thank you.
So Muqaddam, please feel free, get in touch with me anytime you want. My phones are shared, I guess. I will be sharing my phones and my address. You can get in touch anytime you want.
Great.
So
Yeah,
also,
thank you.
can we leave you some questions during our teaching when we have some problems or some question during our teaching? Can we ask you for? Can we
Yes,
feel free in asking some questions?
sure. Why not? You can just ask me anytime you want. No problem.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're
Yes.
welcome.
Okay.